There is a very interesting thing about test coverage in QA industry. It's not exactly well-defined term because when you're talking to engineers, they mean one thing by test coverage. When talking to QA, they mean a completely different thing. So for engineers, test coverage usually applies to unit tests, means literally a line coverage of lines of code. So how many of the lines of code are covered, you can measure that precisely and you can calculate that precisely. However, when we're going to QA, because QA often deals with applications on the business level and we deal with end-to-end tests rather than unit tests, for QA, test coverage means how many of business scenarios that had been outlined are covered. As you can imagine, it's not a precise enough function because it's a function of how much time was invested into outlining on all important business scenarios to cover. Because it's almost impossible to outline all of those, it usually covers only the most important ones. So in that regard, we believe that the right amount of test coverage is 100% of what can be covered. Of course, there are scenarios which cannot technically be covered, but out of what can be covered should be 100%. The reason why people think it shouldn't be 100% is because we used to deal with older technologies like Selenium, and with Selenium, it's a really huge pain and effort to build tests. You just technically would struggle to get to high coverage percentage, and it's almost impossible to achieve. However, with testRigor, you can achieve 100% test coverage within months by copy-pasting your own test cases written in English into testRigor and making it executable using plain English, as testRigor is plain English execution system. This way, it will be actually pretty quickly and easy to automate everything you have and whatever can be automated. Moreover, we believe that all of those test cases must be automated because it improves speed of business. And if there are no issues with test maintenance anymore, like it would be with Selenium, you should cover all of your end-to-end scenarios, because we believe end-to-end tests are the most important tests which you can run, because they're validating actual business functions, that your application actually functions from end user's perspective end-to-end, and your users can actually achieve what they set out to achieve in your application.